when you pick on your mother, I felt almost sadness. I felt we were always among many other children, okay? And Mama will always just give us food. You know, it was like the Masilela kids could not have that cuddly thing just by themselves in a corner because Mommy was everybody's mother. And Dad, like a father, built this incredible house for his children, which we still went to today. You're wondering, where's this taking us to? It is taking us to the fact that even as we emerged out of apartheid, until we check the impact of apartheid within SADC's households and realize that actually, during the times of the struggle, women held the fabric of the African society. And to check what happens to them as we emerge into the new, we run the risk of letting the very core of the fabric of our society to falter. And this, ladies and gentlemen, I don't say as an emotional thing. I say because statistically it is true. Most of you, like it's written in the book, if you just look at how your mothers, in spite of everything, while your dad is building the big things that fathers should do, somebody held you together. It's the mother. But in today's society, when we think about us being businesswomen, trying to grapple into the world that our men are, it becomes slightly confusing. But before it confuses you further, I would like you to take a pause a bit and agree with me that the key issue is to check what happens to our roles in terms of anchoring the society. As we play these different roles, do we lose it, or do we become even stronger and much more modern in terms of the way we anchor the society that we are a part of? In my mind, the experience I've had with Airports Company South Africa, because I stayed 10 years. Do you know why I stayed 10 years? Because many of you, people fool you. I can tell you this. You can call yourself an economist. You can call yourself a medical doctor. You can call yourself even a CA. Until you have practiced it so many times and we've seen the impact of that certificate, you are not yet that. And until you actually know how to do it, and I'll even confuse you more, you can call yourself an investment banker. Until you have built as many assets and can stand on your own and know I can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are afraid to practice. I had great mentors around me who said, you enter that door when the world is against you. Because many of you will remember when I was appointed, there was quite an uproar. But do you know how many, they were not in the media. How many people wrote to me? How many people phoned me to say, you know, my child, if you don't stick it out, no one like you would ever go into aviation. Stick it out until you know how. I knew I couldn't quit before 10 years. You know, 10 years on, 10 years on, I can stand here and tell you what it takes to build a business. And I can stand here today and tell you why I encourage every young person to say, if you think the end game is the 25 billion rand that you can own, the surprising thing in life is that one might own it through BEE. The very BEE might hire you, my child, and you can end up with 25 billion because you've got experience. You know, there is no, where we all end, we can end in the same space. It's about how you end and how fulfilled you are. And I want to ask us as black people, have pride to know to do something. Doesn't it bother you that with all the titles, you cannot put a latrine toilet in a house in Soweto? Because all of you like having the big titles. No one anymore likes to do the work. And I stand here tonight to say, to take the slot of 5 to 10 years, there's a sister of mine here who told me she's enjoying her Nedbank role she's staying for 10 years. And she knew I was going to smile. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who read a lot, there's a guy who wrote a book, The Outliers. And he refers to 10,000 hours that generate a genius. He gives examples, and I'll give you 2. The first example is about a young man whose father worked on a computer mainframe in the past. At night, when they have to go and repair the system, the father takes him with. Kids are kids, they absorb everything. The father just takes him along, and probably the mother was saying, take him along, I've got to cook, I've got to clean, I've got to do this. So dad takes him with him. A few years later, he goes into college, he drops out. And years later, what has he created? One of the smartest IT companies in the world. Can you guess who it is? Yeah. And he tells another story of a young genius. What is this? Ice hockey. I dare you to read a book if you're a parent, The Outliers. He visits the brother of the champ because when he went to ask this guy, you are one of the brilliant hockey players, he said, ask my brother. When he asked the brother said, it's because I was the professional player. But because I had to babysit my bloody younger brother, whenever I was with him, because I loved my hockey, he would take his hockey stick. Imagine this. The little brother in a trailer, in a pushcart. The older brother, and for those of you who have sons, I'm sure you can imagine that is possible. In the kitchen, on a tile, hockey stick. He hits the ball to the little brother on the trolley, and the little thing, you know, it's your older brother, you mimic them. The next thing he says, take the stick. When I hit, you hit back. The little brother hits back. By the time he competes to be a hockey player, he's a genius. They give many examples of parents who went out of their way to say, and you know, I thought of my late father. My father could fix any car. Any car. And I never knew why. He's a teacher. He fixed any car. He was a teacher. No, my grandfather. Every tractor, everything that the farmers had that he had to fix, my father was with him. And you know why I think I'm standing here sometime? The stubbornness of my father. When he used to say to all the farmers in Zebediela, you see my 3 little girls. They may be girls, but you can never stand on their path. Because I know they're going to get better and better and bigger. That was my late father. I sometimes think I stand here because my father, from an early age, and I'm proud of him, by the way, his book of rhymes is republished. He died when I was 11 years old. My father used to practice his rhymes with us at night. He used to teach us, you know, the Glock plastic. And I was so little. I hated school, like most children. And rural, it's worse because you could go play for hours. Every family is your family. You could eat everywhere. If you wanted to run away, you spend the whole day away. And when they bring you back, the old lady keeps you in the back. They can't do anything to you. And you watch. But the moral of the story is, can we be a generation of Africans that begin to say, Monhla at 49, having learned the few things that I've learned, I won't take a chance on that girl. I won't take a chance on that boy. When he thinks that because he has just graduated, he's going to do all these things. I don't know how many times you've seen it. When you interview them for a job, and you know the kid is not going to do this because he believes that he should be. In fact, I had one who said to me, you see, ma'am, I was interviewing for an FD, and I could see this one is young. He said, you see, ma'am, if I get this job, the sad thing is that in my last job, you see, I was ready to take over as CEO, and the CEO is sitting there, and I said to him, so you are telling me if I hire you today, I must resign tomorrow. And then he went like, yes. The point being, we have never told our children that it is so attractive to take the long route. We have never told our children, we have never even told our partners that, you know what, the house you want, the car you want, we've got to earn it, darling. We think everything today is shortcut. And why? We don't stand up, all tall, believing that this is my time. That this is my time to build a country, a life that I dream of. Because you and me cannot show that we took the long route.